So, what we're gonna be doing, right? Before we get down to some like video games and whatnot, I just want to take a little bit of like time. We're gonna be talking about a little bit of news that happened for FGC and with EVO, right? The world-renowned annual fighting game like series slash tournament, fighting game tournament series that always comes every like summer, like now it's like in August or like some shit, right? So usually around like this time frame when EVO is like done back in like August or some shit like that, around like February-ish, there's always like the EVO stream before, which where the head community managers of EVO are going to talk about what are the next like big games for EVO to compete this year. And last year we didn't get that. And the year before we didn't get that because COVID was such a mess, right? COVID was such a mess for every like community organized event. EVO E3 was like canceled, even though they made it like digital, right? But everything was just a huge like pile mess for like everything all around because COVID was starting out. It was popping, in a bad way, of course, in a bad way. Also, there's considering so many allegations that happened for EVO with like so-and-so man getting kicked off from the head community management department, Joey Kuehler, right? And his ass got yoinked. But today, usually EVO community managers or community PR representatives make like a public stream on like Twitch or I think it's mostly on Twitch, right? That's how they usually perform. And they just talk about what are the next big like fighting game main spotlights that will carry EVO, right? Because again, last year they kind of had EVO, but it was mainly like 4 games and it was sponsored by Sony. So they could only have like Street Fighter, Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat, and Tekken 7. Only those 4 games specifically. The rest of EVO were sidelined to like only side tournaments. And EVO 2022 was supposed to have like their big tournament, right? With Grand Blue and everything. We all know this stuff. And they were supposed to be like a contest of champions for like a 10-year anniversary. Not 10-year, 20-year anniversary of Marvel 2, right? And that got kicked to the curb because, again, COVID and also allegations. EVO made the announcement recently on Twitter, which was like when? 3 hours ago? 3 hours ago. It says so as this. Please join us on March 8th at 5 p.m. Pacific. Well, that's 8. That'll be like, what, Tuesday? We could be down for a Tuesday, for the EVO 2022 announcement show. While we're thankful for all the amazing games joining us later this year in Las Vegas, right? We want to let you know in advance that Smash Brothers will not be making a return and appearance. Oh, fuck. Smash Brothers, like last year, is not going to be in EVO. Oof. It's like, that's another big, like, oof, that Smash fans are kind of like getting now and getting like the short end of the stick, right? I mean, to be fair, Smash Online kind of sucks. Arguably, you can always say that like, oh, I play Smash Brothers, I still play it locally, I still find people online, but nah, it's still not good. Even with like vaccines and everything, right? With Omicron, CDC actually, the CDC recently announced that it's no longer necessary to wear masks indoors. I mean, of course, if you're like immune compromised, right? Immune deficient, then of course you have to wear masks. And if you're unvaccinated, then hella you have to wear masks. But for those who are vaccinated, who took like the Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson shots, right? The vaccine shots, then you're Gucci. You can like take off your mask and like just like party hardy indoors, but not too hardy, right? And so we're starting to see like a slight ease of COVID restrictions since like what, back in like December with Omicron hitting its highs. But yeah, like COVID restrictions are getting like less. Now more people are getting like shots. Now people are, you know, slowly becoming like smart about the COVID environment. So things are like kind of like looking up. We had like a few like tournaments, few major tournaments. We got one that will be like coming soon, which is Combo Breaker. I don't know when Combo Breaker will be. And there's also Arc Revo that will be coming in like in March or something, right? Possibly in March. And you know, we have all these like major offline events that were like canceled last year and maybe like the year before because of like COVID, but now it's like COVID slightly like less, or you know, just like not impacting us as hard as much. I feel like COVID, I feel like the environment is now like, okay, we can walk around comfortably. This is our new normal. We know better now, so we could just like be smart and just like go to offline venues. And here's to like hoping that maybe like EVO will be fully debuted, have like their comeback tour from 2020, and take the spotlight as like the main fighting game series now that like people are, you know, becoming smarter. I hope so, right? Considering that we saw with CEO and Red Bull Kumite, right, and a lot of like other small town venues opening up their locals, right? It's pretty safe to say that fighting games offline venues are trying to come back at a semi-full swing, right? Since 2007, holy shit, man. We've seen historic Super Smash Bros. Moments created at EVO's events. We are saddened that Nintendo has chosen not to continue that legacy with us this year. In the future, we hope to once again celebrate the Super Smash Bros. Community alongside them. Yeah, that's the other cuckiness aspect of it. Nintendo's been kind of like an anal butthole, not to be rude to the company, or, you know, oh, well, yeah, let's be rude. Anal butthole, right? They've been kind of like monitoring their games like a big brother in George Orwell's 1984, right? The big brother eye watches all and tries to make like their games more casual friendly, and let's not have any fucking creative assholes, although they're smart, right? Let's not have any creative assholes, you know, compromise the integrity of our games. You know, if the game is made like that, then it should stay. No person should be allowed to make or mod one of our old games and, you know, make the magic happen for a lot of people that are wishing for, you know, better online environments for said games, right? And that's kind of sucks because, you know, that's not... Again, we talked about this before. It's fair, but also not fair at the same time, because there was one incident where Nintendo got involved with a person who was trying to mod Super Smash Bros. Melee for the purposes of making their game run better, at least like in an online environment, and that was Slippy, the Slippy mod fiasco. And what Nintendo thought of that? They just sent him a cease and desist letter for his like event, for the mod that was going to be used in said Smash like major local, I think. And you know, it sucks for Nintendo. For like the one straw is that Nintendo had every right to do that, because like that's their company mantle. That's like one of their products, you know. A consumer shouldn't be allowed to make their product a little bit better, at least like a 10-year-old game. Well, not a 10-year-old, what the fuck am I saying? A 20-year-old game, Super Smash Bros. Melee, to be played in major new age deals, right? You know, Now it's like Nintendo going more casual approaches, right? They want to like highlight some of their more current, new, and fabulistic games like Splatoon and Pokemon and what else? Splatoon, Pokemon, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. They want to like dedicate and support those new games. But for older games, they're like, nah, throw them into the dumpster. We don't care about those old games, you know? But if someone's compromising our old games and making them better, that's where we draw the line. No, 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 no person. No person. You stop that. You stop that. We're gonna send you a cease and desist letter. You should stop all this tomfoolery, and you should stop making Melee fun. You should stop making Melee fun. And that's the other end of the straw, right? Is that Smash fans, or at least like Melee fans, like get kind of cucked hard because they just want to play Melee and want to play Melee in a good environment, or at least like in a stable environment. And for Nintendo to have like that like cease and desist letter on that one person for making Melee like better, you know, that's not being like appropriate to your audience, right? I want something a little bit better for Smash fans, right? You know, you can have Ultimate being still played, right? You can have Ultimate being still played. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have like I'm pretty sure Smash Ultimate will have like their own series. Like I think Nintendo is like sponsoring their Smash Brothers World Cup, and it's like a super casual cup, not like super serious Smash competitive play. But yeah, it just feels sad. It just feels sad that like Smash is not getting like the credit it deserves, even though it's like one of those like very cool game. Oh, sorry. Like very very popular games, right? It is like the game that everybody plays and everybody knows of because it has that title, Super Smash Brothers. It's the one game that like surmounts all the other fighting games. And for Smash Brothers to always be like Smash Brothers outside of like the game itself, it's just more on like community and everything else. Smash is always like taking that L, man. I'm tired of seeing like Smash Brothers taking that L all the damn time, right? I want to see them like take W's most of the time. I want to see them take dubs. Smash Brothers to not be included in EVO, you know, it makes sense, but damn does it have like a spin your fucking face like type of feeling, right? I want like Smash Brothers to like do better and like get better, but we're not gonna get it like a Smash Brothers anytime soon. We're gonna get one in like 2030 or some shit, when like Sakurai finally decides to like come back from like quote unquote retirement and just make like a new Smash Brothers. And or who knows, maybe his protege might make a new Smash Brothers and he's like officially retired. I hope that EVO makes it back to the spotlight. I hope there's like no scandals or like no shady shit that comes out from like EVO of anything like that. I just want like fighting games to like succeed and like get the spotlight that it wants to, right? We've had amazing fighting games that came out this year, right? The main game lineup, right? Because EVO always has like they do this Twitch EVO stream mainly just to like show up and announce like these are the main games that we're gonna be like talking about for we're not gonna be talking about, but these are the main games that we're gonna be putting up for EVO of said year, right? And now that Smash is like taken off the list, you know, I'm pretty sure these are gonna be like the possible guesses slash answers for this year's EVO, if it actually comes true, right? If it actually comes true again, right? This EVO can be canceled in a fucking heartbeat because of COVID, right? If they see ahead, or if they gauge, like, let's say March or April statistics that, you know, COVID cases are rising and stuff like that, then they have every right to, like, put that shit down. And of course, that would be sad. I would be sad too. But if it's for the better, and they go back to, like, online like last year, which is not bad, right? It's just very hard to, like, organize all the regional stuff out of 4 games. But I feel like they could do it with, like, more things. They would have to, like, stretch out weeks, but I feel like they could do it. They could do, like, one global tournament because, you know, rollback. Well, then again, rollback has its limits. But let's see. Here's to hoping that, like, EVO actually pulls off their, like, comeback tour of offline, right? Of offline venue. But the possible games that could be making it as mainstay games, right? You know, there's Guilty Gear Strive, 100%. There's KOF 15, I do want to see. And it's a new game that popped out, so probably give, like, a little bit more time, right? There's Melty Blood type Lumina. I could see that, but then again, that's iffy, right? It's an anime fighter, and it doesn't get, like, a lot of content, but I could see it as, like, a main game lineup for EVO 2022. And, you know, I would like to see that for Melty Blood fans, right? If it comes true, this will be, like, the first time that Melty Blood actually is even considered a main game. Because, you know, what's there to have in, like, 2021 and 2022, right? We're sort of seeing, like, the new surge or the new fighting game renaissance for fighting games. And, you know, things are looking good. But last year and the year before, there was nothing for fighting games. COVID really crippled the FGs hard. And we didn't get any new fighting game outside of, like, those few, like Guilty Gear, KOF, Melty Blood, those games, right? But I want to say those 3 will be, like, main lineup. Street Fighter will always be EVO. It will always be EVO. That's 100%. I don't see it not being taken off the list. I don't see it being taken off the list because EVO by history has always been, like, Capcom funded. So there's always got to be, like, a Capcom title for EVOs. And, you know, Street Fighter, of course, being one of them. SF5. So SF5 is definitely going to be in EVO 2022. Even though we got news of Street Fighter 6. And we're going to possibly see, like, in June, info about maybe, like, a short, like, gameplay tease. And then maybe, like, a character trailer of some kind in August. Something like that. Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7, definitely. You know, I don't see any, like, new Tekken in the horizon. I don't see any Tekken in the new horizon, right? There was no, like, statement from Harada, and Harada's been, like, kind of iffy with, like, Tekken, because he always, like, says, like, maybe I'm gonna, like, retire or some shit like that. This is, like, coming from the Harada talk shows that he does on YouTube called Harada's Bar, where he talks to different fighting game developers. So Harada could, like, make Tekken 8, but that's still, like, a far off guess, right? That's still a far off guess. It would be likely, but not likely. It could be possible, but not anytime soon. But for Tekken 7 to be making it to EVO 2022, why the fuck not, right? Tekken is not going anywhere. By viewership wise, it has always been consistent. There's always been hype around Tekken 7. So I'm pretty sure that Tekken is gonna make, like, a comeback this year. So that's Guilty Gear, KOF, Melty Blood, Street Fighter, and Tekken 7. Tekken 7. Now, what could be other games that would be added to the list, right? You know, I think Mortal Kombat 11 because, you know, for shits and giggles, why the fuck not, right? Why the hell not? Because NetherRealm hasn't had anything else going on, right? They're very much cryptic, right? It's been like some years since their latest fucking game, Mortal Kombat 11, and just a while ago, Mortal Kombat 11 would stop like sales or development, right? Even though there was gonna be like leaks for another combat pass, like I think, but the game kind of like ended and there's no chance of revival, right? But it's been a few years since the latest Mortal Kombat game, since the latest NetherRealm game, and people are like vying or dying for a Injustice 3, a Mortal Kombat 12, something like that, you know? Would EVO or like June make the appearance of that? Hard to say. It's still like looking through like a crystal ball, and we don't know the answers unless you like worked on it, right? But I would hope for a new Mortal Kombat or a new like Injustice. Well, I don't know about Injustice because Injustice plays the fucking same, just as Injustice 1. And they're all more zony, and I really don't like zoning in fighting games. Kind of like, in the spectatorship wise, very stale. I do appreciate some of the other characters that do counter the zoning element or like the OP-ness of Injustice, like Flash and Bane and all that stuff, you know? But other than that, nah. I think I don't want to have another Injustice. Where could they go with Injustice in terms of like storyline, right? Where could they go? But Mortal Kombat could be like a definite possibility as like a mainline title, right? That's like 7. How many are usually in EVO, right? There's like 8 or 9, 9-ish. Well, they could do like the possible like comeback of Marvel 2, right? Because 2020 was supposed to be the planned EVO for like, it's been 20 years of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes. And there was supposedly like a contest of champions of the old Marvel 2 veterans like Yipes and Jay Wong and what is there, like Sanford Kelly, some shit like that, that we're all gonna be like playing like a Marvel 2 tournament, and that could be like a charity funded event, or not charity funded, I'm sorry, a legacy event, because you know Marvel 2 again has been around for like 20 years and fans have been like dying for a new Marvel game. I see it on like my comments on Twitter. I see it in my comments on Twitter. I see it sometimes in like chat whenever I open up stream. I see it on comments on YouTube. Everybody's dying for a new Marvel. Guys, the chances for a new Marvel are very slim. Again, it's Doctor Strange, right? Just because you have a feeling. Capcom and Marvel could be working something from in the shadows, right? But, you know, we gotta be like upfront and like be pragmatic as all hell. It's not gonna be a new Marvel anytime soon, right? Right? The chances for Marvel to be like coming out and like actually a new Marvel vs. Capcom, like MVC 4, right? Both the Capcom Fighting Collection and Street Fighter 6 have to sell. That people are buying them, that people are playing them. There's like a huge market for them. They have to like buy so much that it hits like Capcom sales expectations of like 1 million or some shit like that, right? Within the first week or a month. Then they will start to consider MVC. If not, then it's just a fee for pitch dream. It is. It is. right? Last like MVC was MVCI, right? MVC Infinite. Look how well that turned out. Cheap graphics, bad roster, overpriced game, but great gameplay, right? But it didn't sell well. It only sold like after like 2 or so years because it was like dirt cheap on Steam or some shit. What can I say, guys? Fucking, that's how you can get like Marvel vs. Capcom, and of course like the and of course like the fucking, you know, legal battles that will happen between, right? Right now Marvel is like getting back to like fucking X-Men. There's like few possible X-Men connections with like the MCU shits, right? Capcom trying to like bring back some of their fighting games, you know? So, but the legal battles are still there, right? It's been so long since we heard of like Strider or like Captain Commando, so. And in this realm of like YouTube or Twitch where everything is just like, you know, I wouldn't say touch grass, right? Touch grass is a different connotation, but, you know, it's a different ballpark of characters trying to like come back for Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't think you'll see them. I don't think you'll see them. Probably, but likelihood, nah. I don't want to put anyone hopes down for like an MVC. I'm just like being pragmatic as all hell. Cause like, for real, I'm like the biggest like supporter of MVC, right? Even though I'm trash at the game, I still love MVC. And I always hope for an MVC somewhere, shape, or form. But likelihood, nah. It's just not. It's not gonna happen. But, right? In concerns of EVO, right? And how Marvel 2 missed its chance from 2020 to like now, I could see they could do a potential run back of Marvel 2 celebrating 20 years of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 to this game. Bring back the Contest of Champions. So that's like 8, right? 8 would be good. What other fighting game came out? They could do like a fucking Smash clone, right? Right? Like, they could do... Here are my possible choices, right? They could either do Skullgirls, because Skullgirls is another game with like great online and good characters, right? And the game is getting a season pass 2 of new characters, but at their own volition. There's also Nick All-Stars, which is kind of like Smash. So if EVO were to like think about, oh, what can we replace the Smash feel with? Let's go with like Nicktoons, or what's the other Smash clone game that's like Mortar Brothers characters. Oh, they could put Multiverses in there. We haven't heard much from Multiverses, but I heard there was like a second public test for that game. So maybe. But those are like my 9 games. The 9th one being like very sketchy and very iffy. But yeah, like I want to like hope for the best for this EVO. I want to hope for the best for this EVO, you know? I want to see it do well. I want to see it be successful. I want to see like the actual EVO being out of like online from last year and into offline this year, because even though online is better because you don't risk the transmission of viruses, but online last year was just pretty much scattered. It was dissected into fucking regionals of different games, right? It was hard to like track down a specific day and time for said tournament because the tournaments were organized by region, and even though they have rollback, right? It's still pretty rough. It's still pretty rough. But let's see. I want to be hopeful that like nothing bad happens with the world, at least in terms with like COVID. No overdose of cases, no rise in cases. People being smart about masks and whatnot. Gotta take the vaccine, all that stuff. And, you know, just for the better. Like, because I want EVO and fighting games to succeed. That's like my biggest wish. And that's for any like content creator that dives deep into like fighting games, is to let their genre be successful. Let them spread and have like the recognition they always deserved, and to like be in the spotlight, be in the esports league, be well known for everybody, right? And hopefully for EVO, I hope there's no like bad shit happen, no crazy scandals, no COVID outbreaks, things like that. I hope for the best for EVO going forward, and I hope for like the people who are excited of EVO as much as I can witness like EVO in its former glory, right? Because we didn't get that in 2022, we didn't get that in 2021. We just have to like accept the things for what they are, you know? Oh, there's also Dragon Ball FighterZ. Dragon Ball FighterZ also is getting new content with Android 21, lab code 21. I forgot about that. Why did I forget about that? Holy shit. Damn, it's been so long since I played FighterZ. Shit. Shit.